Have you ever stopped to think that sometimes a coach's biggest problem isn't a lack of talent, but too much of it? That's exactly what Xabi Alonso is experiencing at Real Madrid. On one side, there's the young Turkish player who has won over the Bernabeu with magical passes and the personality of a veteran. On the other, the English star who has become the symbol of the new Madrid era. With Bellingham returning to full rhythm after recovering from surgery, and Güler enjoying the best moment of his short career at Real, a question arises that even Xabi himself seems to struggle to answer. Can both play together, or will someone inevitably have to leave the team? We're going to dive deep into this tactical dilemma, see the reactions surrounding the situation, and understand what makes Güler so special, and ultimately, what his perfect position is in this new Real Madrid. So, if you love football and are a cool person who wants to help, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It would really help me a lot. Thank you. To understand the dilemma Xabi Alonso faces, it's essential to dive into the playing philosophy he's trying to implement at Real Madrid. Since arriving, the coach has made it clear that he wants a dominant team, one that dictates the pace of the match, lives in the opponent's half, and uses ball control as a weapon both offensively and defensively. Xabi's Real isn't a team that waits for the rival's mistakes. It's one that presses high, recovers quickly, and imposes intensity in every phase of the game. But for this model to work, there's a fundamental requirement: width. The team needs players who can stretch the field, create spaces, and give the stars inside, like Bellingham, Güler, or even Valverde, the freedom to think the game with more time and vision. And that's exactly where the problem lies. Both Arda and Jude are inside game players. They like to operate between the lines, moving inside, in similar zones. When both are on the field together, Real tends to become too compact, shrinking the midfield and losing offensive fluidity. The team ends up circulating the ball centrally, but with less width, which, for a coach who wants organized attacking and to dominate the opponent's field, can be an obstacle. This difficulty becomes even clearer when Xabi Alonso tries to fit both into a 4-4-2 system. In theory, it's a solid formation that balances the midfield and offers defensive security. But in practice, when Güler and Bellingham occupy the wide areas, even as false wingers, Real loses depth on the sides. Vinicius and Mbappe, the two main attacking weapons, need width and freedom to exploit space. And that disappears when the team compresses the field too much. The result is a predictable, congested attack with little variation. This 4-4-2 can still work in fast transition games, when Real plays deeper and relies on counterattacks. But when the goal is to dominate, press, and suffocate the opponent, the essence of Xabi Alonso's model, it becomes limiting. In other words, the dilemma of fitting Güler and Bellingham isn't just a matter of talent, it's a matter of structure. And Xabi, a coach with clear ideas, knows that to maintain the dominant DNA he wants to instill, he will need to find a way for both to coexist without sacrificing width and team balance. This story isn't new at the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid faced a very similar dilemma years ago during Carlo Ancelotti's era, when the coach tried to combine James Rodriguez and Isco in the same team. Both were talented, with incredible technique, vision, and tactical intelligence, but they shared one trait: they preferred to operate inside. Even so, Ancelotti positioned them on the wings in a 4-4-2 similar to what Xabi Alonso has been testing. A team that was aesthetically beautiful, with quick passes and short triangles, but lost depth and became predictable against well-organized defenses. It's the kind of challenge that separates great coaches from brilliant ones. In the case of Arda Güler, the balance lies in understanding where he performs best. Arda is essentially an inside player, a cerebral, creative midfielder who sees the game 2 seconds before everyone else. Güler needs the freedom to float, participate in the build-up for midfield, and arrive as a surprise element in the opponent's box. He's the type of player who can change the rhythm of a game with a single touch, and this creative instinct cannot be taught. One of the ideas gaining traction at Real Madrid is testing Arda Güler a bit deeper, almost as a second midfielder alongside Tchouaméni. In this model, Jude Bellingham would play slightly further forward, closer to the box, where he is most lethal. But there's an important challenge in this setup: fitting Federico Valverde. The Uruguayan is a key piece in Xabi Alonso's midfield, not only for his physical intensity but also for his ability to cover spaces, press high, and provide balance to the team. Another factor that heavily influences this equation is meritocracy. Xabi Alonso has made it clear from day one that at his Real Madrid, no one is untouchable. Hierarchy exists, but performance speaks louder than reputation. Arda Güler has proven to be a key player in maximizing Mbappe's football. Last season, Kylian was constantly caught offside for anticipating plays too much. Now, he receives the ball in the right zone, at the perfect time. It's as if Güler sees the field a second ahead of everyone else. Let's see some of the reactions around this topic in recent days.
Y te quiero preguntar por un tema importante en el Real Madrid, que es encontrar el sitio a Güler para que pueda jugar al lado, delante, detrás o cerca de Bellingham. El tema de si Bellingham y Güler son compatibles en un 11 de Xabi Alonso, campeón y ganador de partidos de fútbol. No sé tú cómo lo ves, porque ya en el derbi jugaron juntos. El siguiente partido después del derbi frente al Villarreal, Bellingham se sentó, también viene de una lesión, es importante recalcarlo. Pero Güler, la verdad que es la gran noticia de la temporada del Madrid al lado de Mbappé y está muy enchufado.
Bueno, no es un tema de fácil solución, tiene que ver con tu idea de juego, tiene que ver con lo que necesitas para tu idea de juego y lo que te pueden dar ciertos jugadores para tu idea de juego. En lo que hemos visto estos meses de Xabi en su carrera como entrenador, ya sabemos que su modelo lo que le gusta es vivir en el campo del rival, ser muy dominante con la pelota, ser muy presionante hacia adelante, defender hacia adelante, presionar la pérdida. Para ser un equipo dominante durante la mayor fase del juego necesitas jugadores que te den amplitud, que te den profundidad desde la amplitud, que te den desequilibrio en la amplitud, porque si vas a dominar el rival va a estar metido en su campo, va a haber poco espacio. Entonces, por poner un ejemplo, si juegas en un 1-4-4-2 con Bellingham y Güler en los costados, como falsos jugadores de fuera, pero ninguno de los dos son jugadores de fuera, aunque Güler te pueda partir algo más desde ahí, bueno, pero ¿quién te da la amplitud? ¿Quién te da el desequilibrio por fuera? ¿No? Ese es el problema. Yo creo que es un buen 11 si quieres defender un poquito más atrás y atacar vertical. Primero porque tienes dos balas arriba, que con espacio por delante como Vinicius y Mbappé te van a hacer mucho daño. Quiero decir que no es una cosa tan sencilla como decir mete un hombre por otro por rendimiento. Tienes que ver qué te funciona para tu modelo de juego. Y si Xabi Alonso, como hemos visto, quiere dominar y vivir en el campo del rival, necesitas amplitud, necesitas desequilibrio por fuera, ¿no? Y eso pues te lo puede dar seguramente por fuera más tantuono que Güler, que yo lo veo cada vez más un jugador de dentro, que es cierto que esto está realizando un gran rendimiento y que no merece salir del equipo, y por el otro lado te lo va a dar Vinicius o Rodrigo en su defecto, obviamente.
In the end, Xabi Alonso's dilemma isn't about who is better. It's about how to make two geniuses coexist without sacrificing the team's tactical balance. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think it's possible to fit Arda Güler and Bellingham in the same starting lineup without losing balance? Comment your opinion below. And of course, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos.